So what is going to be the plan of action as far as the legal team of Rabia Khan is concerned? We have their lawyer, Shekhar Jagtap, in fact, now joining us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on CNN News 18. This is a big setback for you and your client. How are you seeing the verdict?
See, as far as today's verdict is concerned, neither myself nor my client is much surprised, because the CBI was investigating this particular case with a point of view of suicide, whereas my client was agitating that it is a culpable homicide and not a suicide. So the verdict which is delivered by Honorable Special Court under CBI is for want of appropriate sufficient evidence the accused is acquitted. We are not much surprised for three important reasons. Number one, from day one, my client was informing that the investigation is not happening the way legally it is required to be conducted, either by Jiah police station or by Central Bureau of Investigation. When the Jiah police station, that is state police, was not investigated in a proper direction, and they are trying to hush up and rush up the investigation without any material particular process, my client approached the Bombay High Court, and accordingly, Honorable Bombay High Court was kind enough to appoint a Central Bureau of Investigation to investigate the case. But the problem started thereafter because Central Bureau of Investigation did not pick up the relevant material from the Jiah police station as well.
Okay.
Case diary, for example, or the charge sheet which was already filed by Jiah police station along with the articles collected in the course of investigation filed in the court of law, Sessions Court, that also did not collect by CBI. So while continuing investigation, the CBI was expected to have a review of investigation and start process without being affected or turned to be biased of a Jiah police station.
So what you're saying is crucial. You're saying you're questioning the role as far as the investigating agencies are concerned. But this is a case that's almost taken a decade for the final verdict to come in. The court today, when it was pronouncing its verdict, said that the prosecution lacked evidence. Are you rethinking the kind of evidence you presented? And if you can talk to us about the evidence you presented.
Her dupatta was material used for her cause of death, but that dupatta was neither sent for chemical analysis report by Jiah police station or Central Bureau of Investigation to confirm that this is capable to hold a body, A, whether there was any kind of blood other than the blood of Jiah, the ligature marks on her neck and the material which is used for death is matching with each other. This is one part. Part two, Suraj Pancholi was using a cellular mobile instrument of BlackBerry make. Cellular mobile company having a BlackBerry facility, he never gave a password of that. Of course, under Article 20, Sub-Article 3, he has right to remain silent. It cannot be a self-incrimination evidence, but the CBI would have taken an assistance of BlackBerry company. Jiah Khan was a US citizen. Federal Bureau of Investigation Agency also could have been involved for the purpose of getting that data to open what exactly transpired between Jiah Khan and Suraj Pancholi on the fateful night. And that was a particular evidence which CBI or the Jiah police station.
So essentially what I'm trying to understand is, from day one, Rabia Khan, the mother of Jiah Khan, has been saying that she cannot believe that this was a suicide. She believes it was a murder. But today the court has said they believe it was a suicide. Why do you continue to believe that it was not suicide but a murder?
And that is not answered by any of the investigation agencies anywhere. These are the pre-mortem injuries, and that has been mentioned in the post-mortem report also. The cause of death, very important, man. The suicide was declared at the time of raising FIR within 2 hours. But the PM report also never said confirm way that it is a suicide. So what haste was there to get their particular act to be titled as a suicide? The police could have said at the relevant time, yes, we have found the body in a natural death condition. We'll explore all the angles, including an angle of a suicide or the homicide. Because that particular process, including the first investigating officer till the CBI took over the investigation and the investigating officer of CBI till the final investigation report filed by the CBI in the Honorable Court of Law, continued with one theory: it is a suicide, it's a suicide, and whatever witnesses they had recorded. They failed to record material witnesses to find out what type of injuries and what type of fights were happening between Jiah and Suraj.
So I'm trying to understand, you're essentially going back to from where this case had started, but because a verdict has come today, we're already getting the first reaction of Suraj Pancholi. He's saying that yes, okay, the verdict has gone in his favor, but who will bring the 10 years that he's already lost? We also spoke to Rabia Khan earlier in the day, your client, and she said that she's fought for 10 more years. She's ready to take the fight forward. So what is going to be the plan of your legal team and of your client? Will you now approach a higher court?
Since the verdict is declared today, we are waiting for the copy of verdict. We will analyze the contents in the verdict. I'm already instructed by my client to prefer an appeal against the acquittal, and Honorable Session Judge also kind enough to give an idea to my client in the open court that since he has exercised his jurisdiction by perusing the record and evidence, he has given an acquittal for want of sufficient evidence against Suraj Pancholi. But that particular verdict, my client can challenge it before the superior court. So we are still on the point of challenging it, not only on the evidence which is collected by CBI, but from time to time on the 2 rounds of our previous course of action before the special court as well as Honorable High Court, that there are lacunas in the investigation, and this could have been other than suicidal case. That investigation was never conducted, so we will have those grounds before the Honorable High Court.
Okay, so you were saying you will use further legal options and you will pursue this case with the higher courts as well. Shekhar Jagtap, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on CNN News 18.